Please welcome Spirit Award, SAG Award, and Academy Award nominee Stephanie Hsu. Great to see you. There's a mic there and everything. I haven't seen Stephanie tonight. Yes. Wow. It's been 2 whole days since I've seen you.
I know, right? I never sat in it before, so if anybody needs a scarf, there's some for you here.
It even has words on it.
Yes, it does.
It's very cool.
Dior. I'm sure they love that I'm sitting in it like this.
I'm so glad that we decided to run that parking lot scene because that, to me, is the heart of the movie, right? What did you have that scene like circled 5,000 times, X-starred in the script?
Oh man, that scene, I remember going, "Hi everybody, thanks for being here." You know, when I first got the script, I had met the Daniels before filming Everything Everywhere. We worked on an episode of Nora from Queens together, so we really understood each other's senses of humor and our big-heartedness. And when I was reading through the script, it was amazing. I was like, hot dog fingers, yes, okay. But then when I saw that parking lot scene, I just have never felt so connected to a story before. And I immediately knew that actually that whole story was about that parking lot scene. And so when we went through the audition process, that was a callback scene that we had done, but we had never done it with Michelle, and we ended up filming it sequentially. So that scene came the last week of filming. So I feel like the entire process of filming, I was holding on to this big secret, which was actually really helpful for the character, that Joy and Jobu was feeling that magnitude of despair and desire to just completely separate from her mother's grasp. But I'll never forget that scene. It was one of those scenes where you really feel like you get to be just with your scene partner, and if you're so lucky, your scene partner gets to be the Michelle Yeoh. And you're just really present with each other. There's no bells or whistles. You're just kind of seeing into each other's souls in a very beautiful way.
Did you have like a Joy headspace and a Jobu headspace, or are the characters so intertwined that you didn't think of it that way?
No, I definitely did. I mean, I feel like Joy and Jobu are two extremes of the same core, I like to say. Joy gets to be completely swallowed and hidden, and Jobu, or if the core is nihilism, right? The idea that nothing matters, then Joy sort of takes that thread and says, okay, well then why wake up in the morning? Why do anything? Jobu says, if nothing matters, then I can explode your head into confetti and then eat it like a cupcake. So that was kind of the sort of the two sides of that. But you know, throughout filming, there's also a really beautiful moment where Jobu starts to fray, and you really start to see that inside this wild villain is actually still the daughter. And the Daniels and I, we made this shorthand third character called Joybu. And so sometimes we would shoot scenes that are written like Joy scenes or written like Jobu scenes, and then we would do another take and do a Joybu take. And that was kind of that unspoken little textured thing of when is Spirit going to become Joy, when is Spirit going to become Jobu?
I mean, there's times when I'm watching this movie, I would imagine you guys all felt the same way, where like there's these super crazy montages where you're wearing an outfit for like 3 frames of film, and then you're wearing something else and something else and something else. I'm like, how did she even have time to change clothes enough times and get a shooting day done? I mean, how did you literally get this film shot with all of the different things that we only see for a split second of time?
Well, our crew was amazing, and I do really think it is a testament to the Daniels because, you know, they are beautifully imaginative creatures, but they're truly incredible filmmakers. And that is why I fell in love with them the moment I met them, because they really understand how the camera works. And I feel like they cultivate such an incredible environment of community that everyone wants to bring their best and make it work, even if it seems impossible, because they just care about each other and they care about the story. So our costume, makeup, we all had different hacks. I remember Michelle Chung specifically for makeup. I had a bunch of jewels on my face, and different days we would have to re-jewel into the goddess look or whatever, and we started creating stencils. And so we would just make a stencil out of my face, because you have to think about continuity, and then we'd like cut little holes where the jewels would be, and it was, I don't know how we did it, to be honest. It's kind of crazy.
It's exhausting to even think about.
It was so fun though, it was all hands on deck. Everybody was so invested, and of course everybody's tired, but the love was so there, and people really cared about the story that you just make it work. It really felt like making a movie with your friends.
I love that you say that the Daniels really understand how the camera works. I feel like they have understanding of a lot of different things, including something that I can't imagine in my life experience, which is a mother-daughter relationship. What do you think these two guys understand about that?
Well, the Daniels really do surround themselves with very strong and strong-headed women, myself included, and their partners. And I think a lot of the story came from Dan Kwan's experience of being a first generation and an immigrant and growing up in an immigrant household. And then I will say that I think when they didn't know if it was going to be a mother and a daughter. So it's actually really interesting. There was a moment where it was Jackie Chan. There was a moment where once Michelle was brought on board, maybe it was going to be a son instead. So I think it was when the cast really came together, we really brought an inherent knowing of that very specific mother-daughter relationship that you can't really explain, but if you're in it, you're like, whew, I know. Complicated, beautiful, messy, love, so deep, so womb,
Right.
but so complicated sometimes. So I think Michelle and I just brought some of our own stuff into the fold.
Well, it's so satisfying to watch. And guess what? I got you an Academy Award nomination. I'm so excited for you, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Stephanie Shu.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Yes. All right, up next, another fabulous woman, Nina Haas from Tar. Let's take a look at Nina in Tar.